What if I told you that one of the most powerful forces shaping your life isn't something you consciously control? Every decision you make,
Hmm.
every habit you repeat,
Hmm.
every goal you achieve or fail to achieve is influenced by a part of your mind that works quietly in the background. It's called your subconscious mind. Scientists estimate that much of our daily behavior happens automatically. Think about brushing your teeth, driving a familiar route, or instinctively reaching for your phone when you're bored. These actions require very little conscious thought because your brain has learned them through repetition. Now imagine if those automatic patterns also influenced your confidence, your productivity, your finances, and even the way you respond to opportunities. That's why two people with similar skills and education can end up living completely different lives. The difference often isn't intelligence. It's programming. In today's video, you'll discover what the subconscious mind really is, how it influences your daily life, and most importantly, practical ways to reshape your habits and thinking so they work in your favor. Let's begin. What is the subconscious mind? Think of your mind as an iceberg. The small part above the water represents your conscious mind, the thoughts you're aware of right now. But beneath the surface lies the much larger section, your subconscious mind. This is where your deeply learned habits, emotional associations, automatic behaviors, and long-held beliefs are stored. Your subconscious isn't making logical decisions every second. Instead, it follows patterns that have been reinforced over time.
Hmm.
If you've repeated a behavior enough, your brain tries to make it automatic. This helps save mental energy and allows you to perform routine tasks without constant effort. That's useful when you're learning healthy habits, but it can also keep you stuck in unhelpful ones. The encouraging part is this: your subconscious isn't fixed. With consistent practice, you can build new patterns that support the life you want. 1. Your habits become your identity. Most people think their actions come from who they are, but often, who you believe you are influences the actions you take. For example, if someone constantly says, "I'm terrible with money," they're more likely to avoid learning about finances, delay investing, or overspend. Over time, those behaviors reinforce the belief. It's a cycle. The same happens with fitness, work, relationships, and confidence. The key is to start changing the story you tell yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm not disciplined," try, "I'm becoming someone who follows through." This isn't about pretending. It's about giving your brain a new direction. Then back it up with small actions. Read 10 pages. Save $10. Exercise for 10 minutes. Small actions repeated consistently begin to reshape your self-image. Eventually, the behavior feels natural. That's how habits become part of your identity. 2. Repetition shapes automatic behavior. Your subconscious learns through repetition. Think about riding a bicycle. At first, every movement required focus. Balancing, pedaling, steering. But after enough practice, your brain created an automatic pattern. Now you hardly think about it. The same process happens with everyday habits. If you check social media every time you're bored, your brain begins linking boredom with opening an app. If you review your budget every Sunday evening, that can become automatic too. The lesson is simple. Your brain doesn't strongly distinguish between good and bad habits. It strengthens whatever you repeat most often. So ask yourself, what behaviors am I practicing every day? Because those are the ones becoming easier tomorrow. 3. Your environment programs your mind. Many people rely on motivation to change, but motivation comes and goes. Your environment has a much stronger influence. Imagine trying to eat healthier while your kitchen is filled with junk food, or trying to focus while your phone constantly sends notifications. Your surroundings quietly shape your decisions. Successful people often make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Want to read more? Keep a book on your desk. Want to save money? Automate transfers to your savings account. Want to exercise? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. These small changes reduce friction, and when a habit becomes easier, you're much more likely to repeat it. Remember, willpower is limited. A well-designed environment works every day. By now, you've probably noticed a common theme. Your subconscious isn't changed by one motivational speech or one big decision. It's shaped by what you repeatedly do, think, and experience. The good news? That means you have more control than you might think. Before we continue, remember this. Your subconscious mind doesn't change because you want it to. It changes because you consistently give it new experiences, new habits, and new evidence. That's why lasting change is built through repetition, not motivation. Let's continue. 4. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Have you ever noticed that two people can experience the exact same situation but react completely differently? Imagine both people lose their jobs. One thinks, "My career is over." The other thinks, "This is an opportunity to find something better." The event is the same. The interpretation is different, and that interpretation creates different emotions. Your subconscious stores these thinking patterns over time. If you constantly expect failure, your brain becomes more alert to problems than possibilities. But if you regularly look for solutions, your brain begins noticing opportunities you might have ignored before. This doesn't mean you should ignore reality or pretend every problem is a blessing. It means asking a better question. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" That simple shift changes how your brain approaches challenges. 5. Visualization works best when paired with action. You've probably heard people say, "Just visualize success and it will happen." The reality is more practical. Visualization alone won't build a business, pass an exam, or improve your finances. But research suggests that mentally rehearsing a skill or goal can improve confidence and prepare you for action. Athletes often imagine themselves performing before a competition. Public speakers mentally rehearse presentations. Successful professionals visualize difficult conversations before they happen. Why? Because your brain becomes more familiar with the experience. It reduces uncertainty. Here's a simple exercise. Spend 5 minutes each morning imagining yourself completing an important task successfully. Picture the details. How you'll begin. How you'll stay focused. How you'll finish. Then immediately take the first real step. Visualization prepares the mind. Action creates results. You need both. 6. Limiting beliefs keep you stuck. Many people aren't limited by their abilities. They're limited by what they believe is possible. Think about these common beliefs. I'm just not good with money. Successful people are lucky. I'm too old to start. I'm too young to succeed. People like me never become wealthy. These beliefs often begin from past experiences, family influences, or repeated messages we've heard growing up. Over time, the subconscious accepts them as truth. The problem? Your actions usually follow your beliefs. If you believe success isn't possible, you'll stop trying before you've even given yourself a real chance. Challenge your beliefs by asking, "Is this actually true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it? What would I do if I believed the opposite?" Sometimes, changing your life begins by questioning a sentence you've repeated to yourself for years. 7. Small daily actions rewire your brain. People often wait for the perfect moment. Next Monday. Next month. Next year. But your subconscious doesn't care about dramatic beginnings. It responds to consistency. Reading 10 pages every day may not seem impressive. Saving $20 each week may feel small. Walking for 15 minutes doesn't sound life-changing. But these actions compound. Just like interest grows in a bank account, good habits grow in your mind. Every repetition strengthens the neural pathways associated with that behavior. Eventually, what once felt difficult becomes normal. That's why successful people focus less on giant breakthroughs and more on daily routines. Ask yourself, what's one small action I can repeat every day? Because consistency beats intensity every single time. So far, you've learned that your subconscious is shaped by your habits, your environment, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your daily actions. But there's still one important question. How do you make these changes last for years instead of just a few weeks? Before we finish, here's something important to remember. Your subconscious isn't transformed by one great idea. It's transformed by what you consistently practice. Every small decision is like casting a vote for the person you want to become. Let's look at the final 3 principles. 8. Protect your mind from negative input. Your subconscious is always absorbing information. The conversations you have, the people you spend time with, the videos you watch, the books you read, the music you listen to, the news you consume. Every piece of information leaves an impression. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, fear, or self-doubt, those messages can slowly become part of your thinking. That doesn't mean you should ignore reality. It means you should be intentional about what you feed your mind. Successful people often protect their mental environment just as carefully as they protect their physical health. Spend more time learning. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to podcasts that teach useful skills. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth rather than constant excuses. Your mind becomes stronger when you feed it better information. 9. Build trust in yourself. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to achieve their goals isn't a lack of talent. It's a lack of self-trust. Every time you promise yourself you'll wake up early, then hit the snooze button, your brain remembers. Every time you say you'll save money, then spend it impulsively, your brain notices. Over time, your subconscious starts believing, I don't follow through. The solution isn't making bigger promises. It's keeping smaller ones. Set a goal so small that it's almost impossible to fail. Read 5 pages. Walk for 10 minutes. Save $10. Complete one important task before checking social media. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen self-confidence. Confidence isn't something you magically feel. It's something you earn through consistent action. The more evidence you give your brain that you're reliable, the more your subconscious begins working with you instead of against you. 10. Your future is built by today's repeated choices. People often search for one life-changing moment. The perfect opportunity. The perfect investment. The perfect business idea. But real transformation usually happens quietly. It's built through repeated choices. Choosing to learn instead of scroll. Choosing to invest instead of overspend. Choosing discipline instead of comfort. Choosing growth instead of excuses. None of these decisions seem dramatic on a single day. But after 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years, the results can be extraordinary. Your subconscious simply strengthens whatever you repeat. So the question isn't, what will I do once? The better question is, what am I willing to repeat? Because repetition creates habits. Habits create character. And character shapes your future. A simple daily routine to strengthen your subconscious. If you want to start today, here's a practical 5-step routine that takes only a few minutes. Step 1. Start your morning without immediately checking social media. Give your mind a calm, focused beginning. Step 2. Write down one clear goal for the day. Keep it realistic and specific. Step 3. Spend 5 minutes visualizing yourself completing that goal successfully. Imagine the process, not just the result. Step 4. Take one meaningful action immediately. Don't wait until you feel ready. Action creates momentum. Step 5. Before bed, ask yourself one question. Did my actions today move me closer to the person I want to become? This daily reflection helps reinforce positive habits and identify areas for improvement. Final thoughts. The subconscious mind isn't magic. It doesn't guarantee success. It can't replace hard work, learning, or consistent effort. But it does influence the habits, decisions, and beliefs that shape your everyday life. When you understand how your mind works, you stop fighting against yourself. You begin designing habits instead of relying on motivation. You build systems instead of waiting for inspiration. You replace limiting beliefs with evidence created through action. And over time, those small improvements compound into meaningful change. Remember these 10 principles. Build an identity based on positive habits. Repeat the behaviors you want to strengthen. Design an environment that supports success. Choose empowering thoughts. Use visualization to prepare for action. Challenge limiting beliefs. Stay consistent with small daily actions. Protect your mental environment. Keep promises to yourself. Repeat the choices that build the future you want. You don't have to master all of them today. Choose one. Practice it consistently. Then add another. Small improvements, repeated over time, often lead to the biggest transformations. Call to action. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on psychology, personal finance, productivity, and self-improvement. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which subconscious habit are you going to start changing today? Leave your answer in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, change your thoughts, change your habits, change your life. See you in the next video.